Welcome, welcome everyone. We're back at the Top Signal show where we're breaking down what's trending in this space. We bring on some of the top, sharpest minds and also share some of the new trading tools on OKX. Quick legal disclaimer before we jump into it. Everything shared on the show is for informational purposes only and reflects our guests' own views, not necessarily those of OKX. This is not financial advice. Crypto is risky, so always do your own research. I'm Elizabeth Olsen. I'm Director of Marketing for products at OKX, and I'm joined here today with my co-host Camski. He's co-founder of Mood Labs. Hey, Camski.
Hello, welcome. I'm tuning in from Abu Dhabi today. I'm here for Breakpoint. As you can see, got the hotel room set up. Managed to do a little light in the background. Really proud of this. It's a little bit of a change. Super excited to be here with you guys today. I love our show. Yeah, I really love our show.
Yeah, love it. That's dedication. Wherever we are in the world, we're always tuning in. I was in Miami Art Basel last week. Now you're in Abu Dhabi. So yeah, I love to see it. I like love all the like shifts in backgrounds. I'm also trying to be a little bit more festive here with the Christmas tree. But yeah, I'm really excited for today's guest actually. Today we're gonna be starting off with a quick market update. The markets have just opened about an hour ago. And it's been a really exciting past 24 hours. So we'll be covering and breaking down what's been happening, both macro level and in the trenches. And then we're going to bring on a very special guest, Nick, in just a few minutes. So yeah, Campsy, what you got in the docket?
I mean, it's a big day today. Obviously, if you guys are, following up with the market, we have some pretty big announcements coming. The Fed will announce their rates decision, so that implies volatility. Stay safe if you're trading. Adjust accordingly. Hopefully, market goes up. Let's see. But
Yeah,
before
that's
we
at
get
2 p.m.
into,
today, right?
it's at 2 p.m. EST exactly. So soon. I'm not sure. I need to check the day because I'm trying to convert times in my head, but I am
Oh
really,
yeah, yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I
for
can't.
for those in the US American time, it's at 2 p.m. EST. Yeah, so in about 4 hours from now. So, yeah, for those who are like sitting on the edge of their seats. Yeah, apparently 87% odds of a cut, so let's see.
I mean, yeah, I feel like we've been waiting for this day for quite some time, so there's a lot of anticipation. But before we get into the markets, I just want to say, obviously, I'm in Abu Dhabi. The F1 happened over the weekend, and the McLaren team won, which is actually the team that OKX sponsors. And we've been seeing OKX everywhere on Lando's, like helmet. I live in Dubai, see OKX ads everywhere. Like it's a great day to be, friends of OKX. So yeah, it's incredible win. Congrats to the team. Hopefully we can get Lando one day on this show. Yeah, let's see. We'll pull
No,
some.
for real.
Yeah, we'll pull some strings and get you guys Lando. Hopefully we can do that. But back to the charts because I want to get through this market update because we have so many questions for Nick coming through. So we've seen a little bounce yesterday on BTC. Let me make this a little bigger for you so that it can take up the whole screen. Again, I'm on my laptop. I don't have my usual setup, so pardon any yeah, just we're gonna have to do with this. But we had a little bounce yesterday. BTC moved up to 94 k and is now sitting at 92. It's been a rough month. We've looked at different indexes. The fear and greed has been gone over to extreme fear. A lot of people have been liquidated in this market, and at the end of the day, it's been really a tough month. People were expecting to have an October. November has also been same, in the same direction. And now we're waiting. We're wondering, is this going to be a reversal or are we in a bear trap? Question marks. Um, I know that I have some notes here, and I know that like the underlying the driver in mechanical devil. Oh my god, I can't even spell. Sorry. The like two.
Deleveraging?
I'm sorry, guys. Deleveraging rather than fundamental deterioration. Um, yeah, Elizabeth, do you want to take it over because I'm like not able to.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I think what you're getting at is, like, essentially this all boils down to what happened on October 10th when we saw the biggest liquidation in crypto history, and that was something like over $19 billion liquidated within a span of 24 hours. So, of course, that's wiped out over we had so many traders, like, something like 1.6 million traders were suffering from this, and so we saw this, like, massive exodus of leverage traders um and that really sparked this extreme fear. But actually, at a macro level, if we look at things, we're actually starting to see whale accumulation resuming, which is really exciting, and sellers are coming back. So while there is an ETF exodus with BlackRock currently in recent weeks, um, there's just been a flush of generally cleaner positioning. So we are excited to see that. I think it's like definitely a more less of a leverage market, more about conviction plays. And we're definitely seeing that in the past 24 hours. A little pump in the market. Yeah, in general, like looking like things did get flushed out, but we are seeing smart money, institutional is now quietly starting to accumulate again, and this is the historical bottom. Let's see. But yeah, excited for to see what happens next. And obviously, it's always good to have a little pump day. Yeah, let's do a quick trenches update as well. I know there's a lot of DGen traders out there in the chat, so yeah, we've been seeing a lot happening. Aztec raised over $60 million in ETH using the new Uniswap auction model. Kamsi, you were telling me about Terra Luna pumping, which is like, oh my goodness,
Sorry,
what?
trigger warning, trigger warning. I'm so sorry to bring this up, but like Luna's been up like 150% this week from the grave. But we have better things to show you guys. Also, news from Poland. Poland is one of the only European countries that has rejected their application to MiCA. Which is the markets in crypto asset regulation, and it's one of the biggest EU regulatory frameworks for the crypto industry. Their goal is to establish rules for issuing and trading crypto assets in the EU and just overseeing that kind of like scope of work. And it's meant to regulate crypto assets. And Poland said no. So pretty interesting move. Interested to see what's happening there. But let me bring up the trenches because we've actually we've been saying trenches have been a little bit dead lately, but there's been some movements in the market. Let me share another screen. Just bear with me again. I'm on my laptop, so
I will
I'm
say while you're pulling up your screen, I was at Art Basel last week and I got to witness firsthand just this pure excitement around NFTs again and digital art. And it was so fun and refreshing because this is really how I got into the crypto space was through I was at Sotheby's auction house before and just really enamored with the digital art sales, and then getting to see people and meet people like Jack Butcher. And honestly, they were absolutely dominating the excitement at Art Basel. I think everybody, from the moment they stepped in, the first thing they were doing is beelining for to see the robots,
had so much FOMO. It
which
looks
are
so like creepy and cool at the same time. I don't know how to
yeah.
explain it. So it's a the people vibe. Also, Doodles announced that they're launching a collection soon. So pretty cool. They're one of the OG NFT collections that have done and trying to broke out of the Web3 bubble. They required a animation studio. They've collaborated with brands like McDonald's. They've done a lot of things within our little bubble, and they're launching another collection. So we'll be seeing soon. I personally like Doodles. They're very, very pretty art. We've had also Aztec, which is a privacy. Their launch raised over 60 million in ETH using a Uniswap auction model. And here's some movement in the meme coin land. So these are the trenches. Um, so this is wet that caught my eye. Wet is, let me see, it's hard to keep up here. Let's see. So wet is it's a token of humidify. And here again, like if you have no idea and you're looking at 1,000 coins a day and you can't keep up, this AI insights is your friend and is going to tell you exactly like the TLDR of what this coin is. So again, like I couldn't remember, I just click on AI insights and it's telling me that this is the token from humidified Solana based DEX. And it has some positive price action here on the meme coin side of things. So this is a brain, like this is this here. Niche Baby is actually a TikTok brain rot meme, which to be honest, I love to brain rot. And if you're spending a lot of time on TikTok, it's actually still possible to catch some of these. It used to be easier. Obviously, you had like Chill Guy, and like all these bigger memes. Like here, I mean, we're sitting, yeah, we're at like, yeah, it's not the same market caps, but still, it's still holding past 30 seconds and minutes. So interesting. There's still some coins that are going. Niche Baby is one of
Mm.
them. There's babies everywhere. If you're on TikTok, it's just so much of this meme. And Franklin the Turtle. This is like a cartoon from back in the days, right?
That's
Am I
crazy.
giving my age here by
I
saying,
saw a Franklin in the chat, by the way. Shout out Franklin.
oh, what's up,
Is
Franklin? This
this
is
is
so
this
cool.
the Franklin? Franklin the maybe.
No, Franklin,
No.
fun guy, aka.
Yeah.
What's up, Franklin? But I saw actually, I found this meme coin thanks to one of his posts. So shout out Franklin. Yeah, like things are happening in meme coin trenches. So are we seeing a comeback? I hope so. But either way, you can still, if you're looking for early pumps, you can like look on Signal, and this is a feature on the dex that will basically give you, yeah, it has a really good hit rate. Not everything is going to hit, obviously, use at your own risk and make sure that you also look into things. But if you go in blindly, like I like to do sometimes just to feel something, you can just, wait for something to pop up and see how much smart money buyers are in, follow the chart. Yeah, it's a pretty good tool. So especially for catching things earlier. Well, here, Franklin was actually caught and did
Wow.
105x. So if
That
you
is
got,
wild.
you would have made a 405x on this play, and
Yeah,
it's pretty.
guys, for those listening out there, you can use a 20% discount off your trading fees. So use the code Top Signal, and that will be discounted for your trading fees. And honestly, yeah, Signal honestly is such a great, not related to the show Top Signal, but it does work. This tool Signal is incredible. If you don't have a lot of time to get deep into the trenches, basically we're tracking top wallets and seeing what tokens they're buying, and you can see the percentage that they've sold so far. You can jump in, you can turn on your alerts, and you can start buying with them. So it's basically like people that basically like OKX has already curated tracked wallets for you, and all you have to do is turn on the alerts and yeah,
It's pretty
buy
good. I mean,
what looks interesting to you. Obviously, not financial advice, but that's how it
the
works.
thing is, yeah, if you want to also like, if you're a if you want to, assess your risk, like you can just go back and see, which ones hit, which not, and it's going to give you an idea on like the hit ratio. But again, like if you hit a good one, it will go back and make back for all the other losses. And this is a good approach to meme coining because not everything is going to go. So
Totally.
yeah, and
Oh, all right. Should we oh,
yeah,
anything else from the trenches before we bring in our special guest for today, which I know everybody's excited to hear from
not
all the way
much,
from Brazil.
yeah, but if anyone is in Abu Dhabi for Breakpoint, come say hi. I'll be running around events. So yeah, hopefully we get to meet some of the community of our Top Signal community in real life. But before we do that, we have again our special guest tuning in from Brazil, and
Yes, today we've got someone who has mastered the timeline like few others, the man behind the rage bait meta. I feel like we could say his model girlfriend posts have dominated the timeline and mimetic choose rich movement. He's also the CEO of Bodogos and one of the sharpest entertainers in the game. Nick, we're going to bring you up on stage. Welcome to Top Signal. How's it going?
It's going great.
Awesome. It's so good to have you up here. appreciate you jumping on the show. I know you've
I
been
don't.
in flight. Sorry?
We need we need to bring him up.
Oh, I see him up on stage. Oh,
I
but you
see
know what?
myself on here.
Oh,
I
my bad. It was
see
like these hotel Wi-Fi's.
Yeah, I see a lag for sure on my side too, but definitely on our side, he is there. So, hopefully we're synced up soon. Um, but yeah, anyway, yeah, would just first of all, how's your flight?
How's
How's
Brazil,
Brazil?
Jake?
I mean, Brazil is incredible. Just beautiful beaches, great people, great energy, and a lot
You
of you gotta keep things secure. So I like throwing people off. They don't know where I am at any given moment, even though that they think that they do.
There you go. I mean, I
People
was
that
gonna say,
spotted you. You were spotted in a club.
I have a simple moment of
You're famous.
reflection, and what's that?
You're famous. You have paparazzi and people that will leak your images everywhere.
It
How'd
is
you?
insane. Everywhere that I go, there's just people, uh, covering the momentary updates where, oh, am I sitting at a table by myself just for a hot second? I mean, come on now. Like, let me mourn the loss of a former relationship in peace for just a few minutes while I continue on to then proceed into what turned out to be a pretty wild evening.
So brave.
I have to say I was really glad you came out to our event last week at Art Basel. It was an honor to have you at the party. But I thought it was pretty hilarious. You were getting absolutely swarmed by everyone taking selfies. I mean, like you were like, can I take one step into the event to get a drink? And like, no, everybody was like pummeling you. I was like, oh no, this poor guy.
Yeah,
um,
I go to a lot. I go to less crypto events now only because that's like a central location. But I don't know. It's actually a weird thing. Initially, you're like, oh, wow, like this is working. Like I'm getting attention, blah, blah, blah. And then suddenly you're like, all right, this was good.
all right, need my space, need to recharge.
Yeah.
How
Um,
do you do it? How do you, and this is a question that everyone is, I'm sure everyone's asked themselves, like, how do you keep going viral like this? Like it's one thing to go viral once, but it's another thing to have posts that just hit 20 mil, 15 mil, like over and over and over again. Like, how do you do it?
Well, first, I like wrote a post and deleted it where I was like, here's what the situation is. The first is my face is literally for whatever reason, a source of frustration for a lot of people. Like there's literally, or just an opportunity for people to dunk on me. I went and looked back. I was like, because I'll like go and look at the stuff that goes viral just to see like what were the engagements, what caused this, like what was the catalyst. And I'd posted a selfie on a plane one time, and it got like 1.5 million views from literally just me sitting on a plane. And I went and looked, and all the quote tweets are people like, yo, look at this guy. He looks like just making fun of how I look. I was making a funny face, like a Zoolander face in this case. But like, I like that to me is shocking. Like that's kind of where I'm just like, all right, I guess like, and now I think for a large enough audience, I've given people kind of permission to do that. And so it doesn't like, um, for them, it's like entertaining. There's the second part of it is we're just like people are just like furious on the internet. If you find a reason to do it, um, I like the one that we keep hitting is really just like single and no kids to for whatever
yeah.
or the no kids things.
Actually, I'm gonna share my screen just to show everyone this infamous post that has, this is the second time now you've done this post, right? A similar post to it.
I've done
Um,
no, this is like the third or the fourth. The first one was me by myself on my balcony with just being like in a ridiculous outfit and people being like like fuck this guy. Like
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
Shoes. What brand are the shoes? Can you tell us your can you
it's
tell us?
called like Crooks and Castles. I was at
Um,
Complex Con in Las Vegas. If you keep scrolling down,
this
nope,
one?
that's it. No, 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 no. Here if you keep scrolling down, scroll down, just scroll, 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 scroll. You're getting closer. Keep
Wait, oh,
going.
this one?
That one went viral. You can click on that. That has like 6.5 million. But if you keep scrolling
This one too
down,
is
no,
great.
this is after the girlfriend.
Oh, yes,
So
the girlfriend. Yes, girlfriend number 1.
so keep scrolling down. There's it's back in like June
Oh,
on the
shoot, okay.
first balcony. So this is,
Oh my
keep
gosh, the
going.
money one is hilarious too.
So,
These are just all so iconic. Like, I'm seeing all these are, like, the most
so,
iconic memes.
so if you scroll, I think we're getting there. Uh,
I just
I
don't wanna miss it.
basically also flipped out at MicroStrategy. That one did really well. Okay,
Oh,
so
this one? The Labubu?
that one. That's the first one, I think. No, 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 no. Sorry,
Mm.
exit this.
There was a Labubu involved though. There has to
That
be.
first one. No, 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 no.
There go.
Scroll back
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
You
yeah.
just went past it to the
Yeah.
Ah!
right.
Here we go.
Nice.
22 million.
Insane. Insane.
This isn't even
Jeez.
a great photo. That was the first one. That was in July.
Less
And then,
stress.
and basically, I had stopped. I've been coding for the first half of the year, and I was like, oh, and just doing news videos. And then I saw like, I don't know, this went viral, and I was like, man, people just want to dunk on me. I'm just gonna give them this opportunity. So I like kind of took all of my time to actually just focus on that. Yeah, this one. Yeah, in
Oh my
response,
gosh.
that was an embedded response that I
I
posted.
feel like this is always the best performing post. You know you've done really well when you get these, like, these, oh my gosh,
Community
my mind's
notes.
bleeding. A
The
community
community
note,
note. Yeah, we know.
goals.
Shout out to Jaylene for for making one of the on the last ones.
Yes,
Oh my
yes,
god.
yes. Um,
I gave her that.
No
set it up
way.
set it up real good. 20 million
That's
views on
fine.
this most recent one. Insane. And what I love is, like, people really buy into this. They they assume, oh, like, he thinks he can get away with this. He thinks we're not gonna know that he hired this modern girlfriend. Oh, and now you even got the guy who owns the modeling service, tweeting about you.
That I heard. I don't know
You've
why
got
this
people.
one did so well. That other one was the biggest like performing quote tweet. How many impressions does that have? 7 million.
Yeah.
Why?
I think it's just like, what the heck is this?
I
I
think
don't
it's
I
also the quote tweet algorithm right now is also juicing these numbers. So I'm a little bit skeptical.
Mm,
Um, basically, now the reality is people just look at the quote tweets um, to or sorry at the original post to look at the impressions and that they're like blinded by that basically because people are like, oh shit, 20 million impressions. Don't get me wrong, there are millions of people that end up seeing this. Like I'll just get stopped in random places at this point, and so and it's
Do people stop you in the street? Have you had this before?
continuously.
Really?
If I just go
Yeah,
out for like on any given day, I'm going to get stopped by three people basically.
that's
Like
so fun.
that's it.
no way. And okay, so when they stop you, what
They want
do
to take
they
a selfie.
okay, they wanna take a selfie, but do they expect you to be this
A jerk?
character, this choose yeah,
No. Most of the people that I come across, just they get the joke. I was
they
just in.
do.
I'm
Okay.
from I'm from Arlington, Virginia, and my mom still lives there. And I randomly, right before Thanksgiving, I have a buddy whose birthday was the night before Thanksgiving, and I was sitting at home, and I was like, all right, I think I'm gonna go out. And I texted him. I haven't seen him in 10 years. I was like, yo, can I come to or I was like, happy birthday. He's like, yo, I'm going to this bar tonight. You should join. So I went, and I was just getting stopped continuously. Like 30 people took selfies, and a guy was like, yo, can I get your thoughts on MicroStrategy? And like, it's so The MicroStrategy stuff has actually been one of the most high performing stuff. And so I've started finding broader targeting content. MicroStrategy is good because it overlaps crypto and traditional finance. So you're getting a bigger
Mm,
circle associated with
yes.
that. Whereas if I pick some niche meme coin, it's just not going to do the same. I do that content sometimes just to like acknowledge my crypto audience, basically. But it's like, where do you find the growth from? And I think it's really like those photos are. It's that I'm looking funny in the picture. Like it's like, how do you keep escalating the outfits? And I have the next one I'm pretty excited about. And then
Oh my
there's
God. Ready.
actually what I really some of it I'm like getting too creative and it costs too much. But
I was gonna say,
the
how much have you spent on some of these outfits?
I walked around Complex Con, spent $550 on the pants and the shoes, and then basically went to the Bored Ape thing, had them give me temporarily a hoodie and a hat, but they couldn't let me keep it because they had a limited supply and they had a like line around the block. And so uh, I paid $550 for that. My Louis Vuitton bag cost $6,000. I was gonna resell it, and now I'm like, yo, this thing's dope. Like I'm
Can't.
gonna so I was like, this
You're
thing
also
is like
you're
Iconic.
too famous. You're gonna get blacklisted from Louis Vuitton if they find out.
that I'm just out here reselling. Well, I can't. I'm not gonna say the next one, but I have the Labubu stuff has worked pretty well. So then it's just like, how do you keep escalating each one of those things? I don't know how long the shtick with like 43 single, no kids. The no kids pisses people off. Crypto millionaire pisses people off like in a big way because you're just basically dunking on people for saying I'm rich, you're broke, and that has always worked online. Like that has just always worked online. Um, like New Yacht is essentially reinforcing that. I've wanted to not actually have women in the photos, but it's just
It
works
works.
so well right now. And I'm like, all right, like, I guess we're doing it. But like, I've tried to make it so it's not like, I don't, I don't want it to like fully objectify women or make them the like butt of the joke. I'm the butt of the joke basically in all these scenarios. That said, some of the women, like when you look at the comments, they're just like, "Oh, she's unattractive. Oh, she's whatever." And I'm like, "Okay, like come on, like you guys are just pieces of shit. Like there's no
There's
and
It's
always
the
gonna be
internet. It's
always
the
haters,
internet.
always.
Yeah. What
any
inspired
attractive woman as well is not attractive, by the way. So like even if you're attractive, you're not attractive in the comments. Basically, they're
Yeah,
just like,
there's always gonna be, and they're usually 15-year-olds living in their mom's basements, but we still
Totally.
yeah,
love them because they
But
engage with us, and
yeah.
it's
but Nick,
great.
one of my first questions to you when you came out to the event was like, "Okay, how deep does this go?" Like, did you pay the models then to also post these dramatic posts of like, "I had no idea Nick was gonna say this," or, we were I was just paid to take the photo. I didn't know he was gonna say he's my
The first
boyfriend."
the first one that hired model went off the rails. She
Totally
was
organic.
so she was
Oh
so
my God.
self-absorbed and just focused on exposure and stopped being professional. Like she stopped responding to my text messages where I'm literally saying I'll double your pay, I'll do all this stuff basically. Let's shoot some other stuff. I want like this is a great collab and blah blah blah. And then she was just focused on how I would shout her out and I was like, okay. But then she went off the rails, and I was like, okay, well, this is a great, like, all is fair at this point. So we just, like, I basically texted the team and I said, so she just opened a can of worms, and I'm going to exploit the shit out of this, basically. And so that became just in a completely organic series where I was like, this girl who I loved her. We were together for 6 weeks and I was in love. And so like it just like turns in
Broken
to,
heart.
to, to this whole thing. Um, yeah. So some of it Yeah, some of it is staged, but it's staged on a whim. Like, I don't know necessarily how we're gonna do it, and when we shoot all this stuff, we don't always have that, plan in mind. I'm having a backlog of photos with women and me looking funny and different outfits is now what I'm like setting up half the time just because it works. But it also creates viral momentum of people viewing your profile for me to then have a queue of other videos to publish at that time. And so
Mm.
even this most recent one, we started taking advantage of it, but we haven't fully exploited that properly. So we're constantly experimenting with how it goes. Right now, we're in the middle of a narrative, one narrative blending into another. And so like I'm really interested in seeing whether or not you can do narrative development on X is one platform you can. Instagram, I don't think you can do it in the same way. I want to see
Yeah.
if that's actually possible, but I've only started experimenting with my Instagram account. It's up to like 30K followers or something
Okay,
like that.
on
But
my
I
way to follow.
but I think that like that narrative is way harder to like push, and instead like I did a thing with Moses the jeweler, and that was huge. That was like a big collab for me. But I just walked in the store and asked him, and we just shot something on a whim, and then it turned that got me like millions of views. It worked on X also, but those are standalone miniature campaigns, and then we're playing with the idea of longer campaigns. And a lot of these narrative ones can on X can last a week and a half or two at its best form. We had a viral photo as well, and then I went to New York, and then just rolled that into something that ended up being like "May I meet you" or whatever. Like became it was there, and I was like, "We
Oh,
need to fucking shoot this now." Like no one's
So
posted the
good.
real life
yeah.
taking the advice. We this is just a fucking layup right now. So it's
Yeah, how do you find those narratives early? Like, I feel like you guys have absolutely Bodogo's team has absolutely become a mastermind behind this, like jumping on the trends. And like I remember Clemente did this rap. Um, was it a Kanye rap? He did some crazy rap like
oh,
right after
we
something
did that. Yeah,
happened.
Pio wrote that. Was the one. Yeah,
So
there was a
good.
yeah. So
So
there.
how are you filming this so early and having things ready to go, it seems? Or do you just like you see it and you just
I mean, this is our
go for it?
job. Like we have a shoot. I have a 5 hour shoot later today, basically, where we have an actress. We have 10 sketches planned that we'll shoot in a 4 hour period. I mean, we're like honestly like working our ass off. Last week during Art Basel, we had 3 back-to-back shoot days. I didn't
Wow.
even make it to Art Basel, and I was honestly pissed off about it. I was shooting on Saturday, and then that rolled into another, and then I had like another thing in the evening. So it was just back to back to back to back, and
But
we're
you didn't
writing.
roll into this. But the thing is, like, you didn't roll into this. The way you're creating content is very intentional. You had a background and you were. But what is your background? You used to do this before, right? This is not your first rodeo.
Um, Uh, so there's multiple different content things. I used to do acting as a child, but not like in a major way. But like I would do a lot of acting stuff. My mom was like big into acting, and then just like she's passionate about it. And then there was I had a blog, like a publishing business before, so that was written, and I'd have people. At that point, you would put your face just on the side of the blog, and people would recognize you as a result of that because they would keep checking back the blog. I built one of the largest blogs on the internet at that point in time, and then
Wow.
it was the 60th largest in the world. And then I was like, okay, I sold that company, but this form of content we haven't like I I've always been inspired by it, like in terms of before like Instagram and stuff like that when YouTube was first around, and like I was like, man, this video stuff is very interesting, but we never really ran with it. And then a couple of years ago with FTX was the beginning of our video journey. And so we've just been evolving and really just continuing to make stuff. And then it's like, okay, well, what if we like spent 6 or 12 months just on this video content? What would happen then? And we're starting to see the beginnings of that basically. And I'm like, okay, well, can we double from here? And like, what does that look like? Like, what is the stuff you start making? So we're just kind of like, I don't know, showing up and creating.
What do you think
How
the
big is your
algorithm
team?
favors more right now? Like rage content, like this choose rich stuff, new yacht, or do you think it's more favoring things that are relatable? Because that's kind of how I thought it was, at least differently for Instagram and other platforms. It seems to be more like relatable, like, oh yeah, we're all down bad, and like, oh, I make mistakes too.
Photos is the number one thing. And then, uh,
Hmm.
but in terms of the narrative, yeah,
Photos over video.
yeah, that's the number one thing on X. And we already saw it. Remember the whole Nikita Beer talking about selfies and him quote tweeting some girl, and now my feed is just filled, and I'm like hiding this shit from the feed because I'm just like, how many fucking thirst trap photos can I get in my feed at this point? I'm just like, I don't want this. Like, this is not
Yeah.
the content I want. But it's like encouraged. And the algorithm really, although we just saw the what's her name with her narrative around BD sexual harassment, like
And
whatever. And I was gonna like post something, and then I was like, I checked like I asked a couple of people, and I was like, man, I'm just gonna get in trouble for posting this shit. I was like, I'm not gonna
Oh
wade
yeah,
into
I was
these
gonna say,
waters.
is there ever anything that you've posted where you're like, "Ooh, I went too far"?
The biggest one that we did was when we worked with a partner and I got exposed. Like I made up that I got exposed for working with Hawk Tua and that I had made a couple $1 million on it, and he was shooting it in a way where like the camera was next to his side, so it looked like he was like shooting undercover, and I was being exposed. And then I had it, and then brands started DMing or like that we work with message us, and they were like, hey, so this is like not good. And I was like, okay, I had it deleted because yeah, crypto gets called out for scams, so having the image of a scammer is not like a good thing.
Mm.
Um, that's been like most of it. There's been other people that like dunk on me for. I'll be like, oh, you tweeted a meme coin, and I'm like, yeah, but I'm not even like making money off of it. But like there's certain things that you're like socially allowed, and other things that you're not. We're pretty good at not like being crappy people. I think that's like the good. It's pretty easy not to be a shitty person if you're being complete.
Yeah.
If I'm being completely honest, so like that's the main
And that's what
thing.
I love about your content. It's not
it's
putting
quite
others
innocent.
down. Yeah, it's just like, I mean, to me, it's like the most blatantly obvious rage bait, but it's funny. It just becomes more and more hilarious how many people like don't get that, and
Yeah.
especially, and it's also, I mean, I love just like meeting you in person, Nick, because it's so funny how like you're such a contrast from your character online. What do you think is like the biggest misconception about your choose rich character versus like you as a person?
Um. I mean, I don't know if there is a misconception. I think it just shapes how people interact with you, though, which is the thing that's which is actually the weirder experience. When we were doing our podcast, when we got into this space, there were people that were fans of us and like enjoy. I'd be a little bit like I'd be a little bit of a character on our podcast, and it was like, wow, that's cool. Like people listen to us and they like us for our thoughts and our way of communicating. Basically, this has become play an actor, create this character, and like I'm like developing that, and it's a blend, it's a hybrid of like reality and exaggerated reality. Like I bought the Louis Vuitton bag, for example. I'll wear it to an event because I feel like, yo, this is a fucking iconic piece, and immediately people like recognize, and I'm like, I need to play up this character, but I'm not. So like part of that has been, I would have never bought that. I wouldn't have bought in a Rolex, which I have now. Like
It's performative.
I would never do that. That was not most of my stuff. I have the clothes that I wear on a daily basis have no pattern. It's just solid color. There's no brand on it. That's like just the way that I'm usually operating. And so,
Somebody hustle in the chat just said we need that choose rich 2026 calendar with all the fits. So there, you've already got demand for
Oh
new
yeah.
product here.
um, but
Oh my god, an advent calendar.
I was
Yeah,
rambling. The Jewish Advent calendar is really going to work well. It's going to be like, here's a Jewish guy. I like it. I actually have a Christmas tree
Chris
also,
Mocha.
but with a
The
literal
Chris
Star of
Mocha.
David on top.
Oh, we can have a little
Um,
I
Chris
love it.
Mocha calendar.
Chrismica.
but the biggest thing was at that event, I've started having people. There's people that physically cross a line, and there's people that generally they just don't. They love the character. They don't love you. So it's actually kind of isolating in that regard because they're like coming up, you're getting a selfie. I'm just a random, like I'm like a character in their world, which is what like at the most extreme, Dave Chappelle used to tell stories about people walking up to him and people would just be like, I'm Rick James, bitch. And that was like, that was a sketch, that was a character. And that's how people knew him and interacted with him, basically. And so he was just like, yo, this is weird because you're not like, it's not me. And that's the thing that I think is a little bit different. They want a selfie with the character. They want to like they want to interact with you because they say y'all sold. They like walk up to me and say that, and it's
Right,
like,
we want the Zoolander face in the selfie, like
yeah, exactly,
How do
basically.
you deal
So
with that? Because like obviously, you know, at the end of the day, it's of course like you get a lot of attention, there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of eyes pointing at you, and especially when you rage bait, at the end of the day, like you're still seeing these comments at the you know what I mean? You know it's performance, but there's a lot of a certain type of attention that is directed at you. And I mean, we've seen with other people that are in the spotlight having that kind of rage bait, let's say like attention drawn and pointing at you can have like certain effects, especially like psychologically, emotionally. We're all human, we're all sensitive, especially if you're a creative person, like you will feel things. How do you deal with that, with the emotional impact and obviously not I wouldn't call it consequences, but you know everything that comes with that level of attention online, especially with rage baiting.
um the the comments I don't care about it pretty much at all anymore. The one thing I instead, like, I'm more looking for the insults that are funny. Like, because people like online, there are some very witty and clever people who write something where you're like, okay, that's fucking hilarious, basically. And so I like that. The volume of insults is most important for me because I actually want it to be over 50% and it's going down. And so that's actually concerning. Where I'm like, hey, I actually, uh, although I now have actual fans, which is cool. The thing that actually is harder to deal with is really more the being an object of attention for somebody for a selfie or for whatever, and that being just a continual thing. Um, it's isolating. Like, and I think that's actually the bigger thing that I hadn't felt before, but now I feel more. And the biggest thing is like, honestly, I don't know. I've gone through a lot of therapy over the years, and the biggest thing is like, I don't know, name your emotion. Like literally, like identify what you're feeling, acknowledge it, and eventually, and it just passes if you're able to like get it out there and move on. Like I'll call someone, I'll talk to someone, be like, hey, so I'm feeling lonely right now, and that's how I'm currently feeling at the moment. And then I like work through it, and it's like, yeah, well, it's good that you're like aware of that, and you take steps to deal with whatever you're feeling in the moment, and you work through it. We all have feelings. I think the biggest thing is most people aren't like taught how to deal with them, and so yeah, learning how to like acknowledge them, work with them, sit with it is, I don't know, but I don't feel what from insults. I don't really give a shit at this point. Honestly, I'm like genuinely
You want
looking
more.
for it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a very healthy way to deal with that. And at the end of the day, it's about transforming what comes towards you. And if it's like coming in a negative, you can, you know, you can in that way channel it and in this case obviously farm it. And I think that's something that if you're rage baiting properly, like, yeah, it's definitely a really good skill to have. um yeah.
I know
How
we
can I
are
ask? Oh, sorry,
oh, I
I
was
know
just
we're
gonna
coming
say
close.
yeah, we're coming close to time, that's all.
I know, I know.
Last
I know. I was looking at the time. And I'm like, oh shit! Like we only have a couple of minutes left. Can I ask about your Twitter payout? This is very indiscreet questions. Like you don't have to
I
answer,
don't
but
make that much. I think like my payouts. Here, let me look through what the most of the because a lot of the attention the impressions where it says 21 million. It's because most of it's coming from quote tweets. So you're not actually getting that many impressions. Also, if you get
oh,
community noted, which is often the goal, you don't get monetized on those posts. So my biggest like 2 week
oh,
payout
shoot.
was I don't know, a month ago, $1,700. Um but I'm not making that much off of X. It ranges anywhere from right now 600 to $1,700 basically. So I'm not making that much. It's because the impressions are really built around um broader attention, but I'm okay with that. Like, well, I don't actually care about my payouts. Like, I literally don't pay. I mean, I look at it. Like, it's an interesting
I mean, it's an
metric,
interesting metric, right? Like we want to figure out like how much, but I don't know. I
but
think like the Twitter X team should do something about
I
it. Like
Totally,
you're a
yeah.
sensation.
no
How
no.
Twitter, if you're looking at our show,
Also,
So
the quote tweets get more impressions than sometimes your original tweets
which
because
I'm
people will
completely
tweet something
fine
like
with. My number one success, if people recognize my face, I'm going to grow. And the only thing, I don't give a shit about the money that's coming in. We close brand deals. Don't get me wrong. Our revenue is up. So that like our internal, like our company itself just continues to get better and better. But so I don't care about X payouts. My metric is that my face is splattered all over the internet, basically. And that's all that matters at the end of the day. Eventually, people go from hating me to loving me. And
I
that's
mean, you
my
have so
funnel,
much
basically.
love. You have so much love in the chat. I'm just catching up here. Yeah, people are saying you deserve a lot more from X. Elon, do something. This guy honestly has a such a good heart deep down. Put his face on Mount Rushmore.
I all of this stuff, we're just doing marketing. And I think if for an individual brand, your job is to market yourself first and foremost. And that is what I am focused on at all the time. Because honestly, most of these things, you do a sketch, you do whatever, you have no idea what's going to do well and what will. I have been able to milk a specific format multiple times, but all that you've seen as a sample size is the past 3 months. Everything else was complete chance. And I didn't know that the thing that I was about to do was going to have the result that it was going to get, basically. So all that we do is continue to make, continue to create. And that's honestly all that matters, with intention and with some degree of strategy. But my strategy fails more than it succeeds. But everyone just is like, holy shit, that success is so dope. Like look at all this stuff. And we hit the success so often because we're so continuously failing. And it's not failing, it's just not as big. I'll have a video get 25K views, 50K views, and I'm like, well, shit, that sucks. But now I get like 200,000. I'm like, well, fuck, it's not a million. Like, why? I'm like constantly
The bar is
internally trying to
high.
figure out what gets that thing. So yeah. Anyways,
I mean, it's pretty
Well,
sick.
I know we're like wrapping up at time. I want to be mindful of your schedule, Nick. I know you've got a busy day in Brazil. Is there last question, is there any alpha that you can drop us of what we're about to see next in this Brazilian breakup narrative? I mean, it's just been going on. You know, I know you guys were like just at the airport and filming there, and
we're
then you
here
were
for a
in Rio.
until the end of the week.
Okay, amazing. It's too bad you're gonna miss out in February. There's Carnival, some amazing
You can
festivities
always go
then,
back.
but I'm sure, yeah, I can always go back.
The power
Um,
of planes.
but is there any alpha you could share with us around, yeah, who we're gonna encounter in Brazil, or what kind of
Well, we met a
Dreams
lot
that
of
you have.
girls last night at the club. Today
Okay.
we're going on a yacht with some of them.
Ooh.
And so yeah, I'm excited
Oh
for
my goodness.
today.
Excited for that. New yacht. Let's go.
I got a yacht the other oh well you had left already.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I got a yacht down here. 90% of people flaked, and then me and my buddy basically just rented it for ourselves and had a little party. But yeah, so I wanted to do more yacht content, and we're doing it here in Brazil. So
You have to do it earlier in the week at Art Basel. Everybody's, like, dead by Saturday. It's like corpses.
yeah. Well, it's also you're just competing for attention with other things, and to block off a large chunk of time is just like
Fair.
unreasonable. So yeah, I don't know if I'll do that again around that time, but it I'm just having fun. Like that, we're basically just going around enjoying ourselves and getting paid for it.
I love
Please keep
that.
doing it. It's like everyone's favorite telenovela.
Yep.
Really.
The yes, the televel we all need, on the timeline for sure. Well, Nick, thanks so much for coming on the show today. Really appreciate your time. And shout out to all the Clippers out there. We appreciate you listening in and excited to see some clips on the timeline as well. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week for our last show before 2026. We have a special guest to share some 2026 predictions. So definitely be sure to tune in around the same time next week. Yeah, it's it from my
One
side.
last thing I'm seeing, sorry guys, before we close off, someone Diego is saying here in the chat that Nick paid for his medical bills on Amsterdam Breakpoint and is saying thank you for helping me, Mick, and wanted to
Oh,
say
you're
Oh,
welcome.
wow.
oh,
Yeah,
That's so
I'm
sweet.
I'm basically a philanthropist, so a lot of people don't know that. I like to keep that quiet though. So I mean, I appreciate you commenting, but yeah, I mean, maybe let's.
that's sweet.
You're welcome.
Yeah, cute.
And
Well,
bodegas too. I know you guys are donating towards like the dogs and stuff. It's so many sweet things. Man, we need to get you back on the show, Nick. We're gonna have you back on in
That
2026.
was a real donation. Okay, that was.
Oh, okay, okay. It's like, "Thanks for letting me borrow your Lamborghini," all that. Okay, gotcha, gotcha.
Exactly.
So you get the glaze. Okay, okay. But that's legit. That's legit. Anyway, appreciate you coming on the show today. And yeah, that's a wrap. Appreciate everyone's time.
thanks everybody. Thanks, chat, and we'll see you guys next week. Nick, it's been a pleasure. Enjoy Brazil. We'll see you
Will
all.
do.
See you in the timeline.
See ya. Do I just click log out?
I think we're
We're
still live
live.
actually. So just waiting.